music for me is just, it's just always been there. Like mum, dad, you know them ones. Like mum's always playing it. Like dad did music or whatever, so I was always around it. Do you know what I mean? Like it wasn't weird to me to be like backstage at like some concert. That was kind of normal because my dad did music, so it was always around me. I always loved it in terms of like making it myself, like in school, stuff like that. Obviously I did BTEC music. So you know you do BTEC music a lot of the time, you're like trying to get in the studio on your lunch break and that, like finish off your beat that you were doing in class. You're like, oh sir, can I just get in there? But then, you know, when there's like 2 or 3 of you, you notice that are always there and you just kind of start rapping together or whatever. So it's just like that authentic start to like me making music. So originally I was in a group and I mean, I still kind of, and we just now kind of turn it to what we call a collective because now we all make music individually. So now it's like, all right, if we want to get back together, we can. On like a Wu-Tang thing, you might see every man together, or you might just see one man, you might just see us doing a feature or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of how it started, F2D, making music out of secondary school. And then I guess when we got to uni, obviously everyone kind of went separate ways and stuff like that. So then when we kind of started doing our own thing, like in our personal lives, I guess music just kind of followed because it's not like we could just go to the studio now because studio was my house before. You know what I mean? So it's not like we just go to my house now. Like I said, I went uni in Birmingham, so I've left London now. I'm in Birmingham and one of them went Wolves and then one of them stayed in London. So it's kind of like everyone's scattered. So I kind of put a hold on the music thing. As much as I loved it, do you know what I mean? It was also like, you know, that thing like we said, music can be the lottery. So am I just gonna do, like I can do music but after I'm done with uni type of thing, do you know what I mean? I'm gonna put down the music thing for a little bit, I'm just gonna focus, like I'm gonna just do my uni thing, do a social thing, experience life for a little bit, and even then when I go back to music, I'm gonna have things to talk about because now it's like I've lived life more, I've gone uni, I've got experiences to, do you know what I mean, whatever.
You've got a lot more to say.
Exactly. So that kind of happened, obviously, went uni, still did a 1 or 2 track when I was in uni, but before that it was like music videos and we were really trying to do a thing before that. But then, yeah, uni kind of put a hold on that. And obviously when you come out of uni, and you're just thinking, well, I can't just go back to just being jobless and you're like, cool, well, I'll just get a job. You know, you get caught up in the societal, cool, I need to have a job thing. Before you know, mum's just screaming at me thinking, what are you doing at home every day? You're not doing nothing. Like, you just got this degree now, like, you're just going to come home and jam. So now you get a job. And then once life actually settles back down, like, cool, now I can figure out in my free time, I can start doing music again. And I think I kind of got back into music more like in a therapy thing. Like, you know how people always say music's therapeutic? I think that getting stuck in the wheel was kind of like bogging me down. That idea of like, I feel like I've got to like have this job and, you know, I was trying to do business stuff, but it's always like, I'm fighting against the powers and the world and everything is not in my favor to do all that stuff. So then I started kind of like getting down a bit and my release for that was writing poetry. So it was just like little things like when I was in my office and like people would talk to me and then you know you're like yeah, but then they leave and you're like, oh, allow it. Like that mood switching, like faking it just for the office because you don't want people in your business being like, oh my god, what's wrong with you? Because I'm like an extrovert, so usually I'm always happy and that people see me always no. So if I'm in the office and I'm just in the corner like that, people are always like, what's wrong? And so I'm faking it just to not have them questions, but then I'm feeling the pressure. I'm like, oh, now I'm faking it. So then sometimes I'll just be sitting at my desk and I'll just be writing about that, like the fact that little poems, you know what I mean? People are walking in the room, they don't know how I feel, they're saying hi to me, I'm thinking, what's going on? Like, I don't want to talk to you still. Managers asking me what's going on, it's in your inbox, chill, like little poetry stuff, spoken word type of. And then that kind of got me back into, man, like writing really is my release. And like, then when I would read through it, it was literally so therapeutic. I remember like reading through one of my spoken words one time and like almost dropping a tear because I was like, raw. Like I'm putting myself back where I was when I wrote that at that time. And then that just went more into like, nah man, music's my love. Like, because that spoken word and that poetry to me is so close to when I'm rapping. It's just more cadence, more rhythm in the poetry. So because they're so close, it brought me kind of back to music. And then, you know, I was like, well, now that I'm older, it's not going to be a relying on a group thing, you know, everyone's all adults now, everyone's all got their jobs, different bills. And so I was like, if I'm going to do the music thing, I'm going to do it myself and I'm going to do everything like I used to, like, because from school, like I said, I did BTEC music, so I know how to engineer, I know how to do all of that. So I said, cool, I'm gonna bring all the equipment like I used to have in the house, set it back up upstairs, and now I have no excuse to not do music because the only barrier is me. It's just turning on the computer. Wow. I've got it there now. I've got the mic, it's plugged in. I've got the booth set up. I even took, like, before I went back to recording, I took like 2 weeks, and I said to myself, I'm gonna work on myself as an engineer before I record, So what I did was, the software that I have, I went and for 2 weeks, every day I went and I looked at a different YouTube video, because you know on YouTube you can learn to do anything. Like, I already know the basics of being a sound engineer, but for a long time I hadn't touched it. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna refine my skills. In my program. So every single day I spent 20 minutes just watching YouTube videos from different people. Like, here's little tricks you can do to make it sound really clean, like to get the best sound quality out of whatever equipment you have. So I took 2 weeks, watched YouTube, 20 minutes of YouTube videos every single day. I was writing down little notes and stuff, writing down little stuff. And then I built myself like a template. So now every single time that I record, I just go in my program and I open my template and I record straight into that. Sometimes it sounds clean already off of one take. And I'm mixing and I'm mastering out of that template because it's my voice. My voice always sounds the same. I've always got the same tones and whatever. So
that's what caught my attention as well when I came. When I came, like I was saying literally to my brethren, like when I came across you, I like your voice sounds unique. It's one of those voices. Two things that caught my attention already. Your voice and your clarity. And obviously, we all know as a music artist, those, especially the second one, clarity is so important. But your voice literally,
do you know what?
One of
that's
the main
such
things
a
that caught my
compliment
attention.
now, because that goes back to me taking this time before I'm starting to be like, I'm going to be the engineer. I like to be self-sufficient. I don't want to be booking studio sessions that's running up my bill or waiting for a next man to mix down my thing. I can't put it out. I'm waiting for the mix. Oh, let me get this version. Let me get that version. I know I can do all of those things, but let me make sure I can do it at a level that can make it to Spotify, that can make it to distro, that can, if someone asks me to perform somewhere, we can put it on and it sounds clean on the big speakers, not just the little AirPods or the whatever. Let me learn how to mix, master. So I took time watching all them videos. I built my little template. And now, literally, like, when my friend came to my yard the other day and we recorded My Dogs, one of my last singles, he literally did a couple takes in the mic. I started playing out the speaker straight away. He's like looking at me like, he had a little confused face because he's thinking, bro, what did you do to it? It sounded clean already. I knew it. I could see in his face. He was like, you know, he's asking me, like, let me get the bounce of this. I don't even need, like, because in the car, I want to play it on the way home. Like, because it already sounds clean. Sometimes when you record, if it doesn't have a certain clarity to it, it doesn't have a certain cleanness to it, you can't even believe in it sometimes. Because you need to hear it how it sounds in your head. Like, and in your head, it sounds clean. So, like, taking that time before I got back into music, that was important for me. And, like, you know, now I can tell it's them things are working. If people are saying my thing's clear and whatever, that's a compliment to me because I've mixed it and I've mastered it. So the only thing I'm not doing nowadays on my music is the production. And that's just because I thought I can produce, but that takes me more time. Like, if you come to me with a beat, I'll write you a verse in 20 minutes. If you want me to make the beat, I need a couple of days. I need more time. And I wanted less barriers to my music. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to get to the point again, which I'm starting to reach now, when I want to get my hands back on producing and I want to be on my own beats and that. But for me, it was important that when I start dropping it, it's radio ready. So, like, if somebody finds it and says, oh, this is cool, it sounds clean already. So I was like, let me buy the beats, let me buy them clean, and then let me just get on them. And then that way I can do mixing, I can do the master, get it down, put it through the distro.